My story with Younglife kind of starts where I guess any story really starts, at Del Taco. I was invited to Del Taco by a young, handsome, fit-looking guy named Charles Javier. After about an hour of reciting mind-numbing Anchorman quotes, Charles asked me if I would be a wildlife leader. At first I was a little bit hesitant to sign on with wildlife because I knew it was a lot of time giving up my Friday nights, and it did not take long at all for me to just be hooked. I loved hanging out with the kids on the Friday nights, loved going to camp, and loved it so much that when I went to college I sought out the local Younglife group there and served as a leader in Malibu Younglife. Now, one story in particular that I'll share with you about a young student that I interacted with through Malibu Younglife was the story of James. And James and I met when he was in 7th grade. And at this point in his life, he could already fully grow a mustache. And he was wearing a Lakers jersey. He loved the Lakers. And after getting to know James a little bit better, I found that he kind of came from a rough family background where he had basically never met his dad, and he lived with his mom and sister in a trailer. And it just didn't seem like he had much support in his life. And so there was me and a few other Younglife leaders from our team there who would hang out with James, and I specifically took him to camp a few times and would try to meet with him on a weekly basis. And that relationship became so fulfilling because we could talk about, what he wanted to do with his life and what it meant to be a Christian and to follow Christ. And he would, always just keep me updated with how he was growing and thank me for spending the time to hang out with him. And about a week ago, I had to say goodbye to James because he went off to college. He didn't just go to any college. He got a full ride to MIT, and now he's studying, rocket science. His story is so cool, and I still get text messages from his mom that thank me and thank all the other Younglife leaders for being an active support in James's life, and that she didn't really know where he would be if it weren't for Younglife.
I got started with Younglife my sophomore year in high school. I think that someone told my mom that there was this Christian group, and I was a Christian. I grew up going to church, but I thought it would be a fun opportunity to meet a new group of cute boys. So I went, and I really liked the first club. I continued to go to Younglife throughout high school. I went to camp, and Younglife made a really big impact on me because I think it was the first time that I realized that you could be a Christian and you could also have fun, and you could be a real person, and you could be vulnerable about your struggles, and I really liked that. So when I went to college, I immediately wanted to be involved in Younglife, and I wanted to give to high schoolers what had been given to me. And I got involved just right away my freshman year. I started leading Wildlife, which is middle school kids, and it was a great experience. I loved working with the kids. I loved working with the leaders. It grew some friendships with other leaders that I'm still friends, and that bond that we had as leaders is still there today. And then even after I graduated, I continued to lead Younglife after I graduated, and I actually was one of the heads of the Wildlife Club. And that was a really awesome time. I wasn't in college, I was working full time, but still leading with Younglife gave me this opportunity not only to stay connected with Pepperdine and Pepperdine freshmen like my brother Grant, who were leaders, and to mentor them, but also to continue to build relationships with the kids. And I will say that, I can only hope that I've had an impact on some of the kids that I've worked with. Like, I know my leaders had an impact on me. There was this one girl in particular named Gina who she was really cute. I identified with her. We always got along, and I always looked for her at club. And there was a time when she just kind of fell out of friendship with a bunch of girls at school, and they completely ostracized her. They made fun of her. She was eating lunch all by herself, and that had happened to me when I was in 8th grade, except I didn't have anyone at that time. Like, I would just go and hide in the bathroom and eat lunch by myself, and I knew how hard that was. And so I started to bring her lunch, and we started to have lunch together, sit there and talk, and I just know I was happy to be that person for her when I didn't have anyone growing up. And so Younglife has been a bit part of my life for a long time, and I hope to continue to have it be a part of my life. I hope I can host clubs someday and stay involved, because I just know what a wonderful organization it's been.
And so, you know, whether you're thinking about donating your time, your energy, money to Younglife, my recommendation or my encouragement to you is not to be hesitant. From firsthand experience, I know what it's like to be in that position, but you would be amazed at what one little investment will do and what reward it will bring to whoever you impact. Thanks for coming, and hi, Mom.